The crisis in Yemen comes in the wake of collapse of Syria, collapse of Iraq, collapse of Libya, and this is the fourth major Arab country to descend into disintegration and potential civil war. So I think Saudi Arabia and other states in the region have felt that, you know, there needs to be the beginning of an organized response. They're already using air forces, perhaps naval forces. Whether boots on the ground will be contemplated, we don't yet know. I think this might slow and maybe stop the Houthi advance. It will not certainly defeat the Houthi movement, particularly that Yemen is an extremely mountainous and difficult country, certainly militarily. Egypt has been proposing over the past days a joint Arab military force to be organized. And I think this is something that we're seeing parts of in Yemen. This idea of not relying on the US or others, as has been the case for the last 2 decades, but seeing what resources the regional powers have. So you can see Arab states beginning to take initiative and take lead, and reaching out to Turkey and Pakistan and other players, which is a pattern really we haven't seen for a long time. I think there will be maybe statements, positions about this Arab joint military force. There certainly will be strong positions and statements about Yemen. There might be a declaration of boots on the ground of some kind of process there. There could be attention to Egypt's western neighbor Libya, which Egypt has been saying both regionally and internationally that this requires a military coalition to deal with. So perhaps that will be on the agenda as well. There is, a line that the U.S. is trying to balance. I think, however, U.S. concerns are straightforward. U.S. is concerned about ISIS per se, regardless of its sectarian or geopolitical nature, and that's sort of the driving force of its intervention in Iraq and Syria. In Yemen, it's concerned about the disintegration of Yemen, risk to the Mendeb Straits, which are the entry point to the Red Sea, which is a global maritime area. So its concerns are national security and very direct. But while addressing these national security threats, it's falling into the complexities of sectarian, Sunni, Shia, Iranian Gulf politics. And certainly the U.S. has been concerned about the way the campaign for Tikrit was led, which was supposed to be the first step towards the fight against ISIS in Iraq. They're trying to walk that back a bit and try to reform it to make it more more inclusive, and in supporting or acquiescing to the initiatives in Yemen. It has a shared interest in the stability of Yemen and the containment of the Houthi movement, which could create new worries. It is, in that sense, leaning a bit towards the Sunni side and hence trying to, reassure allies. But the U.S., is generally not heavily engaged in the region compared to what it was 10 years ago. The region is there's so much instability. It's certainly way more than what the U.S. can keep up with. And that's why I think you've seen this engagement of regional powers.